Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello everyone. If you are here live, you can hear me. Just type it there on the charts. Type it there that I can hear you. Just type it there if you can hear me. Just put just type it there and just send me a chart that you can hear me. Just send me a message there on the chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just type I can hear you say. Oh, great. People, I see you guys. You say you can hear me. Um, can I start when people are at least joined? I see you are 72 now. But in the meantime, those who are live with me here, just get your materials ready, get your calculator ready. We are about to start soon. I'm just gonna give some people few minutes to join. I'm just gonna give people a few minutes to join, and please alert your friends that I am live now. Let your friends that I am live now. I'm about to teach you and prepare you for tomorrow. We will be starting soon. I see we've got 100 people watching currently. I want to also advise you that can you, if your visual is blurry, put your visual on 480p so that your screen can be visible. You will be able to see proper stuff there. Can be the issue. Can you guys hear me? Is the volume fine? I'm just trying to check all my volumes and check if they are fine. Can you guys hear me loud and clear now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Or maybe I was speaking low. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me wherever you are, just type I can hear you loud and clear. If you can hear me properly. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say yes, I can hear. Can you hear me? Till I find that other people can hear me clearly, and then it's just some other people's devices, okay? Because others, they say they can hear me because I'm using my earphones here, and my earphones are the ones that are used by call center people. So I'm very, very close to the mic now. So can you guys hear me? Siabonga, you said you can't hear me there. Can you hear me? Okay, I see now people can hear me. Yeah, I will be starting in 3 minutes time, just to allow people to come in, just to allow people to come through. Yeah, I see people can hear me now. That's good. That's good. That's very good. I really, really appreciate and I welcome you to the session today. And I believe that today you guys are going to pass tomorrow because I'm going to give you a very successful session. You are going to get a very informative session here. So don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. So now, can I start? Can I start? Are you guys ready? Can you guys hear me? Can I start? I just want to start because I see other people are still joining, but because maybe I delayed the live, I'm trying to just give them more time to join. Yes, yes. The first time I'm gonna cover manufacturing, and then I'll cover CVP after. So we'll have the first live and the second live. So this one um is for manufacturing. So I'll cover both. Yes, I'll cover both. Definitely I'll cover both. All right. Before I start, can I advise those who haven't subscribed to subscribe there? Those who haven't subscribed. Someone says they can't hear me. I don't know. It's Kimberly there. She says she can't hear me. I don't know others. Others can hear me because I just want to make sure that if it's me, then I fix it on my side before I start. But if it's on your side, please make sure you fix it. For the last time, can you guys hear me before I start? For the last time, can you guys hear me? Please comment I can hear you. Just say I can hear you. If you can hear me wherever you are, just comment I can hear you. Kimberly, other people can hear me. Are you sure that the issue is not on your side? Please check on your side there. Let me check with my technical team there just to fix it quickly before I start, as we allow other people to join. KG, I can't hear these people. They say they can't hear me. I mean to say so, but I must increase the volume on the speech or something like that. I don't know. Please address this issue quickly. Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Please comment if you can hear me so that I can be able to know, and then I can start with the session. Just double check again, especially those who said they can't hear me. Can you please comment if you can hear me now? Yes, they say 100%. Okay. So now I'm going to start with the session. Okay. I'm going to start with the session. I hope you guys can be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to start now. I'm going to start now. I'm going to start now. So I'm just trying to check because other people says they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? So I'm going to start just now with a session. Okay. So today I'll be helping you with firstly I'm gonna help you with the preparation of the manufacturing statements, how to calculate cost of sales, and on how um, to prepare the manufacturing statement. Number one. Number two, how to calculate cost of goods sold. Number two, how to prepare the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Okay, so now I've got an example question here that I've prepared, and then we've got the following information. They say the following information for ladies hair brushes is provided to you for the year ending 28 February 2022, right? And then there you check, they give you information on sales, direct material purchases, indirect material purchases, direct labor, indirect labor, direct material purchases, returns.
sales returns, insurance, water and electricity, rent prepaid, rent received, interest paid, typist salary, telephone, ad, telephone admin, depreciation machinery in factory, freight on direct material used, right? Because every time before you study the test, you go through the information provided, right? And then um, also other information there, other information provided, right? Other information they say to you: insurance, water and electricity, rent paid are joint costs. 75% of these costs are for the factory. So what does that mean when they say these are joint costs, 75% are for factory? Listen to me and hear me clearly, because this is something that you might get tomorrow, right? So they mean to say 75% will be utilized in the factory. You know, expenses that are of a factory, they'll help you to calculate what manufacturing overheads. Are you with me there? And then the other 25% are operating expenses that will go uh, uh, under your statement of profit or loss under operating expenses. That is your operating expenses. This is for insurance, um, insurance, insurance, water and electricity, rent paid, right? So please make sure you do not make a mistake, because sometimes in the test they can just say 25% is for admin or 25% is for office. Anything that is any expenditure that is of office, it must be recorded under your operating expense. But any expenditure that is of a factory, it must be recorded in the it must be recorded, like I was saying, any expenditure that is of factory, right, must be recorded or must help you to calculate manufacturing overheads or factory overheads, right? And any expenditure that is of office or admin must go into the operating expenses under the statement of profit or loss. So so I hope you hear me. I hope you hear me and you are making notes, because sometimes I know when I teach in class there you don't make notes, and I have to encourage you or remind you that you should be making notes, so that when you study again, you are able to understand and remember, right? So please make notes, and I repeat again on this one. I'm saying any expenditure that is of a factory must be recorded or must help you to calculate manufacturing overheads under your manufacturing statement or the statement of uh, cost of goods manufactured. Because the other term for manufacturing statement is the statement of cost of goods manufactured. So you must bear in mind and please make notes. Let's proceed. So on the bottom there they say required. So you are required to compile the manufacturing statement on the 28th of February 2022, and you are also required to compile the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year ending 28 February 2022, right? So remember, they ask you to prepare two things, but we are going to prepare three things. Why? Because after preparing the statement of after preparing or compiling the manufacturing statement, we must also calculate the cost of goods, which is the cost of sales. Because remember, the cost of sales must be recorded in the statement of profit or loss, right? So we are bound to prepare it, even if they didn't ask for it, because there is no way your profit or loss statement can be a complete statement without cost of selling, right, or cost of sales. So now I have prepared for you as well an answer sheet there. But remember, in the exam they do not or in the test they do not give you what is this, they don't give you the answer sheet like I did for you now. You must know this format by heart. it won't be provided, but you can take it from here, right? So number one, in my answer sheet there, you need to calculate the direct material used, right? You have to calculate direct material used, direct materials used or direct material used, right? So now number one, you know, you have to say raw material opening or direct material opening, right? That is the number one. We start with the formula. Raw, number one, raw material opening, right? And then you know that you have to add raw material purchases or purchased. You also add transport cost. That's what I expect you to do in the test. Start with the format, complete it nicely, right? And then after that, you're gonna get raw material available for use. Raw material available for use. Raw material available for use, right? And then after that, you're gonna subtract raw material returned, raw material purchases returned, right? You're gonna less there, less raw material returned, and then you also gonna less raw material closing. Let me just add a row there. Okay, so you also less raw material closing, raw material closing, right? So this is the format to calculate your direct material used. Are you guys following? You can comment there and type I am following. If you are following, just type there on the chat that you are following. I just want to make sure that people are listening to me and they are following. Just go on the chat there and tell me you are following. So if you are following there, I want us to go back to the question. I want us to go back to the question quickly. I want us to go back to the question quickly and try to calculate our direct material used. So now, direct material used, if you check there, you've got direct material purchases, right? And then we have seen that. But now, I want to show you something. If you check here, they say inventories, right? Inventories, they say inventory on the 1st of March 2021 and then inventory 28 February 2022. Now, number one, before you start anything, actually even before you have, before you even start with the format, right? You need to outline your financial period. So I'm going to go to my worksheet here, calculating and worksheet. Number one, in your worksheet there, you need to determine your financial period, right? Financial period. So that I just want to demonstrate to you how you can determine the opening and the closing. So number one, you must determine your financial period. Your financial period, right? So your financial period, remember, most of the time I like to tell people that you need to check when is your year ending. So when we check on the question here, our year is ending when? You check on the required part, they say this year is ending on the 28th of February 2022, right? So now, let's go back to our workings. So now, it means your year end when? 28 February 2022. I hope you are following right there, right? And then now, when did you start? When is your opening? When is your opening? When is your opening? So your opening is going to be the month following February, but the previous year, right? So that we can determine our 12 months period. So your year started on the 1st of March 2021. So it means since your year is ending during the year of 2022 in February, it started on the 1st of March. Like a normal year start uh, in January, but January is the month that is following December. You understand? So even here, the month that is following February is March, but because the year is ending on the 28th of February 2022, it means it started the following month but previous year. If you count from March to February, you're gonna see it's gonna be 12 months period, right? So I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. Did you get the how to outline the period there? If you got it, that put on the chat that I got it. If you didn't get it, please ask now. I'm just giving you a chance to ask. If you want me to repeat it, maybe I can still repeat. That would be better, so that you can have a progressive session. Did you guys get it there? Did you guys get it? Please just put a comment on the chat there, because I just want to make sure that I'm teaching people. I just want to make sure that I'm teaching people. Just type yes, you can proceed, say if I can proceed there. I just want to make sure that people are listening and people are following, because it must be a very informative session, because it's a part of the practice since you are writing tomorrow. So I want to make sure that you guys are hearing me. Okay, now I hope you got this one right. So I am going to proceed with the session. I'm going to proceed with the session. Okay, now I'm going back to the answer sheet there, right? So now it means when you've got an opening date from the 1st of March, it means all your openings will come from the date of the 1st of March, and then all your ending or your closing inventories will come from the 28th February 2022. I hope you guys follow. And then now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to explain opening. So you see, our direct material opening is 30,000 there, right? Because we are guided by the date. Sometimes they can say, they can just give you and say opening. If they want to, if they want to make things easy for you, they can just give you and say opening, or they can say beginning, so that you guys can just, they can just say beginning, right? Anything beginning, anything opening, or anything from the date I opened my financial year or my financial period is going to be my openings. And then on the closing, they can also give you and say closing, right? Or they can also say end or ending. Then anything closing, anything ending, or anything on the closing date, which is 28 February, is going to be my closing stock, right, of the material. So now our direct material opening is 30,000 right there. Are you guys following that? I hope you guys are following. And then now we have to go and calculate. Remember, I'm going to this answer sheet there. We have to calculate the direct material used. So let's go and check our opening. You remember, so our opening there is going to be how much? 30,000. So I'm gonna go to the answer sheet and put on the opening 30,000, right? And then I'm gonna go to my question again. On my question there, I'm going to look for direct material purchases or raw material purchases. Remember, it's either a direct material or raw material. So don't worry, because sometimes on the other side I put direct, sometimes I put raw. So raw material and direct material is the same thing. We're just calculating raw material used or direct material used. I hope you got that one, right? So now our direct material purchases or our raw material purchases is 60,000, right? So we go to our answer sheet right there and say our raw material purchases or our direct material purchases is 60,000. I hope you guys are following, right? And then let's go and check if we've got any transportation cost. Let's go and check in the question if we've got any transport cost. So if you look on this information, down here we've got what we call freight on direct material purchased. Freight is a type or mode of transport, right? A freight, it means like they deliver the goods using a flight. So that's why they call it freight. Sometimes they use maybe a train. They're gonna call it railage on direct material purchased. You know, it's a train, but it's type of transport. So our transport here is gonna be a freight on direct material purchased. I hope you got that one, right? So I'm going to take this 1,000 and put it under transport cost. Transport cost 1,000, right? And then now I'm gonna add my raw material opening, and then the answer is correct or not, because sometimes you guys are not careful with the calculator. Calculator is a very dangerous thing. You might press 1 instead of pressing 7. You might press 8 instead of pressing 9. So be careful as well on your calculations. So now, how much is that? How much is your answer? Or I saw people, I just saw they say I must repeat the date thing. Okay, I'll come back again and repeat the date thing. For now, give me the answer. For now, give me the answer. I'll come back again and repeat the date thing. I think maybe on other, because I use two devices to check the charts, and so now I was not on this side. So now, how much is the I will repeat the date thing, okay? The period issue, I'll go back to it. Don't worry. I will repeat it. Can I have the answer there for raw material available for use? Can I get an answer quickly there? Raw material available for use. How much is the answer? On my side, I am getting 91,000. I don't know if you guys are getting it. On my side, I'm getting 91,000. I'm just waiting for your answer. I guess the other device where I check the chart is just slow, but you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? How much is the answer there? 91,000. Okay, everyone is getting 91,000. So now, remember, on the date issue, I'm going to demonstrate it when I'm done calculating here, okay? For now, let's go and look at our raw material returned, if it's there. If it's not there, we're going to put 0, we proceed, right? So don't worry, we will come back to the date thing. Don't worry about it. I'm going to explain it very clear so that you can better understand. Now, let's go to our question there to get our direct material purchase returns. If you check there, our direct material purchase returns is 5,000, right? It's 5,000. So you have to minus that 5,000 there. You have to minus that 5,000 on the other side of the formula. So I want us to go back to the formula again. I want us to go to the formula again. Right? Let's go back to the formula. The answer sheet. The answer sheet, you come here. Anything you less, remember you put in brackets, right? But in practical accounting, most of the time, as long as you've put less this side, we're still gonna give you a mark on the other side, because but if you don't do both of them is the problem. But even if you still do both of them, is better. So if you put a bracket this side and you said less this side, it's a good thing. If you can put less this side and you don't put brackets this side, it's still fine. The problem will be there's no less this side and there's no brackets this side. That will be a problem. Are you with me? So we're gonna say less 5,000. 5,000, right? 5,000. What is that? Is our raw material purchases returned. And then we're gonna go and get our raw material closing. Our closings, remember I said you're gonna get them on the date of the 28th February 2022. Why? Because the date of the 28th February 2022 is the closing date, right? Is the closing date of our financial period. So let's go and check there on our answer sheet. On our question. Let's go and check there on our question. On our question, look, we've got inventories, openings, and closing, right? So our direct material closing is 20,000. This one on this date of the 28th February 2022. So I go to my answer sheet there and record in brackets as well, 20,000. Remember, brackets are important as well to indicate minus in accounting. Are you with me? But in a practical accounting, even if you indicate that it's a less here, they're still gonna give you a mark. Okay, so now let's go. So now, in order for us to calculate our direct material used, we are going to say raw material available for use, we less raw material returned, we also less raw material closing, then we will get direct material used. Direct material used. So how much is your direct material used today? Quickly give me the answer. Give me the answer there on the charts. I'm waiting for you. And I'll be also calculating on my side. So I'm gonna minus 5,000 minus 20,000. So kindly give me the answer there. How much is your answer? Quickly. 66,000. I got that one as well. It's correct. 66,000 is the correct answer for direct material used. Right? 66,000. That's what I got as well on my side. And then I'm gonna get our direct labor. Our direct labor sometimes is given, sometimes might not be given, but I'll try to do another question with you on where the direct labor is not given. If there is a way to calculate, I will indicate to you on that question, right? For now, when I checked on my question before, it is given, right? Our direct labor is given right there. Is 85,000, right? 85,000. So I'm gonna just record it on the answer sheet there. 85,000. 85,000. Right? And then now um now I want what is this? I want us to go and calculate our prime costs. The other term for, like, this is a short name, right, for primary cost, and like it's primary cost, or you can see prime cost, right? So to calculate prime cost, you have to say direct material used plus prime plus direct labor. In order for you to calculate prime cost, you have to say direct material used, which is 66,000. You add direct labor 85,000, you're gonna get your prime cost. So just calculate there for me and give me a prime cost that you get as I do the calculation on my side as well. How much there? Just waiting for the chart quickly. How much is your prime cost? Remember, I say your prime cost is equal to direct material used plus direct labor cost. This is must be called direct labor cost actually, so that you can just get it right there. Others, I see other people, they say they're getting 151,000, of which is what I'm getting as well. I believe this is correct. So I request everyone to participate so that I'm sure that I'm teaching people that are following. So I believe everyone is getting 151,000, right? Everyone is getting 151,000. 151,000. Okay, I proceed now because we are in the same page, I believe so. And then now we have to calculate our manufacturing overheads or factory overheads, right? So that we are able to calculate total manufacturing costs. So now to calculate manufacturing overheads or factory overheads, you have to go into your question, identify you have to go to your question and identify the expenses for factory, directly for factory, only expenses for factory, right? So now let's go to the question and identify expenses of factory. Number one, I want us to go to that additional information that was provided right there. That's number one I want us to do. Where is it? That information. They say insurance, water and electricity, rent paid or rent expense, right, are joint cost. 75% of these costs are for the factory, right? 75% of this cost are for factory. So what does that mean? I was trying to explain even when I started with the session, when I was just browsing through the question, right? So now they mean to say under insurance, we've got insurance for admin or office, right? We also have insurance for factory. I hope you guys are following. So now I'm going to start with the insurance just to explain better. I'm going to my calculation sheet there. Under insurance, right? Under insurance, we've got 75%. We've got 75% for factory cost or factory expenditure, right? We also have insurance 25% for office or admin, So remember, insurance 75% we are going to calculate, right? And then 75% of the insurance must go to factory, which is going to be insurance factory or factory insurance, right? Insurance for factory, right, is 75%. And then insurance 25% is for admin. I hope you guys are getting that, right? So now let's go back and see how much is the 100% amount of the insurance. 100% amount of the insurance. 100% amount. So 100% of the amount of the insurance, where we have to divide it into 25, 75. 75 overheads, 25 operating expenses under profit or loss statement, right? So now this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the amount first from the question, right? Up there, you see insurance 100% amount is 8,000. In this 8,000, they say is a joint cost for admin and for factory, right? So now when I go into my answer sheet there, I'm going to say insurance for factory. Insurance for factory or factory insurance, right? And then remember, I have got my answer sheet there. I mean my working sheet. My working sheet or calculation sheet 100% there is 8,000. So now I'm gonna go and calculate my um I'm gonna calculate my insurance for factory because that's what I want currently. So it's gonna be 8,000 multiplied by 75 out of 100. How much is your factory there? How much is your factory insurance? How much is your factory insurance? And you must also put it this side, right, in the brackets there, the same calculation. 8,000 multiplied by 75 divided by 100. So how much is your factory insurance there, or insurance for factory? Quickly. I hope you guys are following there. I hope you guys are following. I hope you guys are following. How much there? Let me see as well on my calculations there. How much am I getting? Because it's gonna be 8,000 multiplied by 75 divided by 100. I am getting 6,000, and I hope everyone is getting that because I see the charts there. Others are already giving the answer. Others are already giving the answer. Others are already giving us the answer. I see. So 6,000, yes, that's correct. So do you see how these questions works? And then when you go to the operating expense, you're gonna say 8,000 times 25%, right? And then also, yes, also someone identified another indirect, working. You identified a manufacturing overheads, right? Which is indirect labor. Indirect labor is also one of the manufacturing overhead items, right? So we can put it quickly because someone has already identified it. So you can say indirect, because I like to start with the additional information, but if someone has identified it, we can just go with him as well. Indirect labor is also one of the items that we're going to use to calculate our manufacturing overheads. Indirect labor, right? And then indirect labor, let's see how much is it. I saw she said 50,000. So indirect labor 50,000, that's correct. So we can just put it on the answer sheet quickly there. But I'm focused, remember, on the calculations, right? So remember the other one there was water and electricity. The other 75% we must calculate is for water and electricity. Water and electricity. Open brackets there. Let's go to the question and check how much is our water and electricity quickly. So our water and electricity is 20,000. Our water and electricity is 20,000. Yes, let me just go back a bit. I see someone says, don't we subtract the returns from the direct material purchases? Yes, you can direct it. You can subtract it from there, or you can even do it this way. At the end of the day, we're gonna get the same answer. At the end of the day, we're gonna get the same answer. Don't worry, because I know the lecturers do it this way. I do it this way, but at the end of the day, if you did it right, the way you wanna do it, you're still gonna get the right answer. Look at my question there. Which question are you looking at, Bayanda? I have this question here. My indirect labor is 50,000. Check clearly there. My indirect labor is 50,000. My indirect labor is 50,000. I'll send you the question. Just follow my question. Don't worry, maybe you've got a something question, something like this. But my indirect labor is 50,000. Are you with me? We are working on the question that I have put on the screen. Right? So my question says indirect labor is 50,000 and then my direct labor is 85,000. Please confirm that with me. I'm here now. Indirect labor. Which question are you reading? So I want us to go to the water and electricity issue. We'll come there, but we were there and we passed on this issue. Because if you check, my indirect labor is 50,000. It's here. I'm doing this question. Right? And then my direct labor is 85,000. My purchases returns is 5,000 and you have to subtract it the way I did. Either you do it the way the lecture do it or you do it my way. At the end of the day, we are going to get the same answer. Right? So now, I took it down as 5,000. Let me go and check there. Oh, sorry for that. I said 5,000. No, it's 50,000. Thank you for that. It's not 5,000, it's 50,000. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. It's 50,000. Okay, that was just a mistake from my side. I apologize for that. And then let's go to water and electricity. Remember, water and electricity on the question, it was 20,000, right? We need 75% of it to come to the factory, and then the other one will go to the other percentage that is remaining out of 100 will go to the operating expenses. So how much is your how much is your water and electricity for factory there? Quickly, I see other people, they say 15,000, of which I got that one as well. I don't know how much you are getting. Quickly calculate for me. Water and electricity, I got 15,000. Just put 15,000. If you got it, if you got a different amount, put it as well so that we can correct you if we have to correct you. In the meantime, I'll be going to the another expenditure, which is rent paid. Rent paid is also 75% for factory, and then 25% for operating expenses in the statement of profit or loss. So now let's calculate that one also quickly. Let me go to the question again. Our rent paid, they say our rent paid is 120,000, right? So we're gonna calculate 75% of 120,000, right? There we go, 120,000. So I'm going to I'm going to the answer sheet there and say 120,000 multiply by 75 out of 100 there. How much is your rental paid? How much is your rent paid? 120,000 multiplied by 75 divided by 100 is 90,000. I see already people are giving me the answer. I love this. I love this. When people are giving me the answer they quickly, I love this. Someone typed 9,000, 90,000. Right? 90,000 is our rent paid. So we are done with the information provided, right? Let's go to cut and paste things. I saw depreciation for factory somewhere in the question. Let's go and double check. Indirect labor, we have recorded it, and then indirect labor, we've recorded it. I also see depreciation machinery in a factory. So depreciation for factory there, for machinery, right? So I'm going to the answer sheet and say depreciation for factory. depreciation for factory there. It's given, right? It is given. It is given there. It is how much there? Depreciation for factory. Let me go back to the question quickly. It is given. It is 6,000. Depreciation for factory 6,000, right? You go back to your answer sheet there. You go back to your answer sheet and say 6,000, right? And then guys, remember another one that we want here is indirect material, right? Indirect material, indirect material, indirect material, indirect material. So indirect material, I saw there, if you check the indirect material, it is opening, it is purchases, and then it is closing as well. Let's just go and check it so that we can, because we need to calculate it, okay? We have to calculate the indirect material. I'm gonna just put it, I'm just gonna bolt it there, maybe, and reduce this to 12 so that you can follow. So indirect material, we need to calculate it, right? Because to calculate indirect material, it means we have to calculate indirect material used actually, because like we did with the direct material used, is the same thing, but the other one is indirect, right? So we're going to look at opening, indirect raw material opening, or indirect material opening, right? Indirect material opening, number one item to calculate the indirect material used. So we're gonna say indirect material opening. That's how we calculate, right? Opening. And then I just want to check exactly the items that are given there just to save time. So if you check, we've got indirect material purchases, right? Let's check if we've got indirect material returns, because if they are there, we're gonna have to calculate. And transport as well if it's there. So if you check here, we don't have indirect material returns, we don't have indirect material purchase, transport. We don't have transport cost for indirect material. But if you check down there, we've got opening and closing. So it means we're gonna say opening is 20,000 for indirect material. Opening is 20,000. And then we have purchases. Purchases we add as well. Purchases we add, like we did with the on the other side of direct material used. We add purchases. So purchases, indirect material purchases, actually you can call it indirect material purchases. Indirect material purchases there. Let's go and check how much is it in the question there. Indirect material purchases is here. It is 10,000, right? It is 10,000. So we add 10,000 as well. Go to our answer sheet there, and then we add 10,000. We add 10,000, and then we also gonna less, because we are only given 3 items, right? But if there is returns, you also gonna less returns or returns. If there is closing, you less closing, right? If there is transport for indirect material, you add. But here they didn't give us all the information, they just give us 3 items, right? So I'm going to just do all those 3. So now we've got to less indirect material, closing, indirect material closing. So indirect material closing, you open brackets there. Indirect material, you open brackets there because you want to minus, okay? So closing is 8,000. Closing there is 8,000 rand. It's 8,000 rand, okay? So let's go and minus there. Let's go and minus 8,000. 8,000. Right? So now, how much is your how much is your indirect material used today? How much is your indirect material used? I'm gonna bolt it so that you guys can just know it. This one, it's because we calculated it, right? Because we calculated it. So how much there? I'm getting 22,000. I'm getting 22,000. When I say 20,000 plus 10,000 minus 8,000, I'm getting an indirect material used of 22,000. 22,000, right? Is there any expenditure for factory that we have left? Just confirm with me if you guys are following there. I just want to make sure that people are putting comments. Put comments there. Put comments there. Answer, I'm getting 22,000. How much are you getting? How much are you getting there? Okay, see, people are saying I'm getting 22k, 22,000, 22,000. Right, everyone is following. I see. Do we have any expenditure? Please comment if we have got any expenditure except this one, because I think this one was the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Please confirm for me. Please double check for me right there if we have got any other expenditure for factory. Any other expenditure for factory? If it's not there, it's not there. If it's there, it's there. Just tell us. Or let's go to the question. The other expenses I see is interest paid is going to affect our profit or loss. Typist salary is profit or loss. Telephone for admin, you see, is profit or loss. So there's no any other expenditure because we dealt with all expenses for factory, right? Or cost for factory. So now let's go and calculate our we go here to the answer sheet. We calculate our manufacturing overhead. So your manufacturing overheads, because remember this one was to calculate direct material used, right? So in order for us to calculate manufacturing overheads there, let me just do this quickly. Right, so when we calculate our manufacturing overheads, we're going to calculate on this one. I'll just paint them in what? Highlight them in some color, maybe blue, just the visible color. Yeah, let me put that green. So together with our direct there, why didn't I put this one? Yeah, so when we calculate our manufacturing overheads, we're gonna say 6,000 plus 50,000 plus 15,000 plus 90,000 plus 6,000 there plus 22,000, right? Because this one was to calculate our indirect material, right? So how much there quickly? How much is your factory overheads? I want to put it right there. Indirect material, someone says, why am I calculating indirect material even if it's provided? Remember, you are provided with opening, you are also provided with closing, you are also provided with purchases. So you need to utilize all those tools to calculate the indirect material. It is not provided. Let's go back to the question just to explain it furthermore. Because if you check your indirect material, this is not indirect material, it's indirect material purchases, and we need indirect material used, right? So if you check, you are given indirect material purchases, you are also given indirect material opening and indirect material closing. So which one are you picking? You just have to utilize this to calculate. You're gonna say opening, you add it together with the purchases right there, of which is what we did at that side, and then we less our closing. This is how we do it. If it's given, they're just gonna say indirect material. They won't give you opening, they won't give you closing, they won't give you purchases. They'll just give you one item. They will say indirect material. Then you know it's provided. But once they give you 3 items, you must do something about it. I hope you get me. Right? So now let's go back and calculate our manufacturing overhead. I see someone got 243,000. Some others are getting 189,000. So let me calculate on my side because I was still explaining that one. So let me calculate 6,000 plus 50,000 plus 15,000 plus 90,000 plus another 6,000 there plus 22,000. I am getting 189,000. Please, the one that got 200 and something, please double check there. Please double check if you did the right thing. I am getting 189,000. Please, I just want to make sure that all of you are getting the right amount. So double check there. Double check for me there. Double check, double check, double check for me. Who got that amount? The one who got 243. Please double check your amount there quickly, and then we recheck, because remember, do not consider these ones. This ones was for us to calculate our indirect material. After getting indirect material, we add the ones that I have highlighted in green so that we can get our manufacturing overheads or our factory overheads. So double check that. I no longer see it on the charts. Maybe you deleted. No problem. It's a good thing that you realize your mistake. Let's proceed. Oh, I see. Siabanga says okay. It means he understood what I was trying to say. So that's how you calculate your indirect material. Okay. So please make sure that these things are not given before you copy and paste. Please make sure the opening, closing, and all of that is not provided. Right. So now, can we proceed? Can we proceed? Can I continue? If you are following, I can continue. Just say you can continue. If you are following, please tell me I can continue. I'll continue. Okay, now we have to calculate our total manufacturing cost, right? We have to calculate our total manufacturing cost. Can I proceed? Are you guys following? Can I proceed? Because I don't see any chats comments there. If I should proceed or there's any question there. Okay, now I continue as you say so. And then now we have to calculate our total manufacturing cost, right? So our total manufacturing cost is going to be prime cost, which is 151,000, 151,000. You add your manufacturing overheads, which is 189,000. That is going to give you your total manufacturing cost. To get manufacturing cost or total manufacturing cost, you have to say prime cost plus manufacturing overheads. How much they? 151,000. You add it together with 189,000. That is prime cost of 151,000, and then you add manufacturing overheads or factory overheads of 189,000. Just give me the answer quickly right there. So I proceed. How much is the answer? No. It's not wrong if you're gonna do that spare. It's not a problem. If you understand the way they put the format in the textbook, is still fine. If you understand the one I'm doing, is still fine, no problem. The thing is that you must do the right thing. Your calculations, they must be correct and they must be order, right? You can do it in the manner I do it. You can do it in the manner of the lecture or the book, no problem. So I saw the answer is 340,000. Everyone, I hope you are getting that. 340,000. I am also on my calculations getting 340,000. Are you following? Did you get your total manufacturing cost? I hope you guys are following. And then from there, I have to add work in progress. I have to add uh, I have to add work in progress. When work in progress opening, and then I less work in progress closing. Work in progress closing. Work in progress closing. I less, or I subtract. Work in progress closing. So work in progress closing there, it is given, right? And work in progress opening, it is also given. Like these ones are given, so you just have to add and less and get the right answer, right? So now let's go there on the answer sheet. On the question, I mean to say. So work in progress is also called WIP. WIP is also called work in progress. It's a summary, okay? So your work in progress, the opening is 50,000 and your closing is 20,000. So I'm just gonna do it quickly, right? So answer sheet there, you're gonna have 50,000 as your work in progress opening, and then your closing is 20,000 as I close there quickly, right? Are you guys following there? Are you guys following? So now let's go and calculate our cost of goods produced or cost of goods manufactured. You're gonna say total manufacturing cost, you add work in progress opening, you less work in progress closing. How much is your your cost of goods manufactured or produced? How much right there? I'm gonna do the calculation on my side. Please do it. Put a comment on the chat quickly. How much is your answer? So it's gonna be 340,000. You add 50,000, right? And then you less 20,000. I'm getting 370,000. I'm getting 370,000. That is my cost of goods produced or manufactured. Let me check with you. How much are you getting right there? How much is the answer that you are getting right there? Just put on the chat quickly. Put on the chat quickly. I see everyone is getting 370,000. 370,000. Right? That is our cost of goods manufactured statement, or you can call it manufacturing statement. Some of you call it a production statement. It's still correct. We are doing well. We are doing well. We are moving to the next item where we have to calculate our cost of goods sold, or we can call it cost of sales, right? So before we calculate there, I just reacting another with that love thing there to show that you are following. Just reacting another with this thing. React there with this thing quickly so that I see you are following. I'm moving forward, but I ask you, can you just react there? Can I see your love emoji if you love this session as well? Tell I'm teaching. Thank you. I appreciate those who are doing that. It's a sign that you guys are here and are following, and you guys are going to do well. So now let's go and calculate our cost of goods manufactured. Cost of goods manufactured. What is that formula? Hey, my things are, I don't know what happened here. I'm just gonna put it right there. Okay, and then let me go fetch this one again. I don't know why things are like this. This technology is failing me here. But I'm failing myself because technology is showing me flames. I don't know. Right. We need to use that format to calculate our cost of goods sold for the year ended 28 February 2022, or cost of sales, right? And then I'm just gonna fix this one as well. I don't know what happened. Right. Okay. I think things are fine now. Just save. Okay. Now let's calculate this one. So this one, cost of goods manufactured, you must know the formula. So the formula is gonna be finished goods opening, right? Finished goods opening, right? Finished goods opening, you add your costs, you add your cost of goods produced or manufactured. This one you can always start with the formula. Are you with me? Or the format? Cost of goods manufactured, which is up there 370, right? Cost of goods manufactured. So I'm gonna put 370,000 because it's already given. This one is there, and then you less. Oh, you're gonna say finished goods opening, and then you're gonna add cost of goods manufactured. You're gonna get goods available for sale. Goods available for sale. Goods available for sale. Okay, and then you less or subtract finished goods or closing. Finished goods closing. Finished goods closing, and then you're gonna get your cost of goods sold. or cost of sales. Cost of goods sold or cost of sales, right? Still the same thing. So now let's go to our question there to identify the opening finished products or finished goods. They call it finished goods there. I can say finished goods as well. Finished products and finished goods is also one and the same, right? So opening finished goods there is 35,000. 35,000. Remember, our cost of goods manufactured, we already took it from the manufacturing statement, right? Or manufacturing statement, which is this one, 37,000 is there. I took it, right? So finished goods opening or finished products opening is 35,000. Put it right there. Then we add the two. How much your goods available for sale? Goods available for sale or sales? Help me there quickly. Can you kindly assist me with that? How much is the answer right there? How much is the answer right there? Just put on the chat quickly your answer, and I ask those who did not subscribe to my YouTube channel to subscribe right there. If you do not subscribe, kindly subscribe, and then also put a comment of the answer there. I see other than they're getting 405,000, 405,000, of which is correct. So that is your goods available for sale. 405,000. 405,000. That is correct. And then you're gonna subtract your finished goods, right? So let's check how much your finished goods there. Our finished goods closing is 10,000. Finished goods closing 10,000. So how much there? It's gonna be 10,000. So you can put it in brackets because you are subtracting. But even if you don't put it, you must know the less this side must be there. So I advise you to put both of them. Even if you forget one, at least you are safe. So now let's calculate our cost of sales or cost of goods sold quickly. To be safe, just include it. Maybe there might be marks. You know, someone asked there, is it necessary to is it necessary to include the goods available for sale? You can just include to be safe. Maybe there might be a mark for it, and if there is a mark and then you didn't include it, what if it cost you? So I advise that you just collect marks. Go just put everything. Just put everything down to be safe. Right? So now let's calculate our cost of sales or our cost of goods sold. It's gonna be goods available for sale, your less finished goods closing. How much is your cost of sales there? How much is your cost of sales right there? Just put the answer quickly on the chat there. I'm looking on your chat right now. I'm just looking at your chat right now just to see what's happening. Just quickly give me the answer for cost of sales or cost of goods sold. Quickly. And please like my session there. Like this live video, guys. Just like, I see there's 56 people who have liked. Others, you don't like it. Just like, guys. Please like. This is how we, capitalize in life. Just like there. There's no problem with liking, okay? It doesn't cost you. Um, okay, you are getting a 395,000. I got that as well. 395,000 is your cost of goods sold. Cost of sales or cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. So that is your cost of sales, right? So I don't know. Someone wrote 15,000 is for what? Zandi, what's happening with 15,000? I don't know. Or other answers are just coming now. Maybe because of network. Let's proceed to the let's proceed to the let's proceed to the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Let's proceed right there. Let's proceed. 395,000. I forgot the zero there. There we go. I've put it now. And sorry, apologies for that. Okay, now let's go and calculate or prepare our statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. And before I start right there, I'd like you to just comment. You can proceed, say. Just comment. I can proceed if I have to proceed there. And remember, you are using my question, right? I see others, they say my rental is 12,000. The one that I'm using is 120, and we are sticking to that. Are you with me? Don't worry, this thing is just a matter of you understanding how it is prepared. It's not about this question is this amount and then me I have this and that. Like others, they said direct labor is 50,000. Direct labor is 85,000 and indirect labor is 50,000 according to my question, right? So you are following this question, and here it's not about who has the best question. It's about the understanding on how to prepare your manufacturing statement, how to calculate your cost of sales, and how to prepare your statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, right? So now let's go and determine the sales there. Remember, the sales, you need to check also if you have got sales returns, right? So let's go and check how much is our sales that is given there in the question. Sales given is 600,000, and we also have sales returns of 20,000. So in order for you to calculate the correct sales, you have to say 600,000 of sales less 20,000 of sales returns. Let's go to our answer sheet and do exactly that quickly. 600,000, you subtract um 20,000 of sales returns, right? You close there. How much is your sales? Quickly, how much is your sales there? Just put on the charts quickly there, as I'm waiting for you to do so. How much are you getting there? Let me help you as well on my side. 600,000 less 20,000. I'm getting 580,000. How much are you getting on your site there? Let's see. Waiting on the charts, waiting for you to put something quickly. 580,000. Yes, that's correct. 580,000 is our sales. So our cost of sales, we calculated, is up there. You put in brackets here when you come. It's up there. Is this one 395,000? I mean to say 395,000 is our cost of sales. We take it from there, we put it there. 395,000. 395,000. And then how much is your gross profit? Quickly, your gross profit, remember, is going to be your sales, your less your cost of sales. How much is your gross profit? How much is your gross profit? Quickly, give me a gross profit there, right there. I'm getting 185,000. I hope you are getting it. Just put your answer on the comments. If mine is wrong, we'll change it. But I'm getting 185,000 gross profit. How much is your gross profit? You are also getting 185,000. That's correct. That's correct. And then now we have to go and calculate our operating expenses. Remember, our operating expenses, there is 25% for those other ones, right? Which is number one. Remember, we had insurance, right? Insurance. We also had water and electricity. We also have a water and electricity. Water and electricity. We also had what? Um, Rent paid. Rent paid. Remember, um, remember there they said, let's just go back to the question quickly. Under the other information, they said insurance, water and electricity, and rent paid are joint costs. 75% are of those costs are for factory. So we already did the factory, right? Now we are left with doing 25% for the office or the admin, right? So let's go and check how much is our insurance right there. Our insurance is 8,000. Are you with me there? And then we need to go to our answer sheet there and calculate 25% of the 8,000. That is going to be our factory. I mean our admin. I mean to say 25 over 100. Please indicate these calculations. They will help you with the marks, right? I'm also gonna, okay, how much is our insurance for the office or for the admin? I am getting 2,000. How much are you getting right there? Just put your answer on the charts quickly. How much is your insurance there? Just indicate to me quickly right there. I'm getting 2,000. How much are you getting? 2,000. Okay. And then now for water and electricity. For water and electricity, you open brackets as well there. And then for water and electricity, you go and check on the question. On the question, water and electricity is 20,000, right? Water and electricity is 20,000. So you go to the answer sheet right there and say 20,000 multiply by 25%. 25% is 25 out of 100. And then how much is your electricity for office there, or for the admin office? Oh, I forgot other incomes. Yes, I see. We're gonna go back there. Thank you very much for that. Let's complete this one. We'll go back and sort out the other incomes as well. So our water and electricity for admin office is 5,000, right? And then we also have our rent paid. Our rent paid, remember, the rent paid that I have on my question is 120,000 people. So 120,000. Let's go to the question. 120,000. So that is the rental I have. But the main thing, remember, is you understanding how to prepare these things. So 120,000 you multiply by 25 out of 100. I forgot the other incomes. I'm gonna deal with them just after I'm done with this. So you got how much there? How much is your rental paid? Quickly, just say 120,000 multiply by 25%. I'm getting 30,000. How much are you getting? I see others, they also get 30,000, so that is 30,000, right? So I'm gonna add a column there under gross profit. I'm gonna put other incomes. Other incomes, right? Our other incomes, I think I will check, but I think I saw one. Which is what? Let's just go there. It's rental received, you see now, which is 80,000. Rental received or rent received, 80,000. Let's see if we've got any other. We only have rent received, right? So rent received there, you're gonna go and take it as our other incomes. So we're gonna say rent received. Rent received. Rent received. Rent received. How much was it? Let's just go there. Rent received is 80,000, right? So we go to the answer sheet right there and say 80,000 is our rent received. And then, which is the only other income, we're gonna say 80,000 as well there. And then it means we are going to have gross income, right? So our gross income is going to be our gross profit plus other incomes. So gross income right there. Gross income. Gross income. Remember our gross income. So now let's calculate our gross income. Our gross income is going to be gross profit plus other incomes, right? So how much is your gross income there? Your gross income is going to be gross profit of 185,000. You add together with the 80,000 for other incomes. How much are you getting? 185,000 plus 80,000 for other incomes. I am getting 265,000. Put on the charts there. How much are you getting? Put your answer quickly. Put your answer quickly right there. I'm also getting 265,000. I hope everyone follows and everyone understand, right? So now let's proceed with other expenses there. Let's proceed with other expenses there. I hope you guys understand this one quickly. Let's move on. Can I proceed? Can someone just type continue? Can I proceed? Or just like they, just like they, just like they, just like they, just like they. Put a reaction, put a reaction, put a reaction. Yes, thank you. Ah, Nyakubek. I see someone say Quebec. Ah, Nyakubek. Um, so now let's go and check other admin expenses on the other side, right? Um, admin expenses on the questionnaire there. I've seen them. There is also what? Typist salary, right? Typist salary. So I'm gonna put it there. It's copy and paste typist salary. Right? Typist salary there is how much? Typist salary is 60,000. People are earning, eh? Typist salary is 60,000 on my side today. And then let's go back to the question again and check another expenditure. We've got telephone admin. Telephone admin. Telephone admin. Telephone admin. So telephone admin, how much is it? Let's go to the question quickly. Telephone admin is 12,000. Telephone admin 12,000. Let's just double check again if we've got any other 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 expenditure for admin, because I'm just double checking. Okay, even in the test, guys, double check. You know, don't rush, don't go to the test frustrated, then you just want to write and finish. No, relax, right? You just relax right there. You don't, you go there like I taught you, like you know your story. You see now, you don't go there and then you don't know. You go there, you know, right? So now I'm just double checking. Insurance is done, water and electricity is done, rent is done, rent received is done, interest paid is not yet done, right? And then typist salary is done, telephone admin is done, depreciation is done, right? What is done, those things are done, right? So now we are done with our operating expenses. Now we have to calculate profit before interest. Profit before interest. Profit before interest, right? We have to calculate profit before interest. So now before we calculate that one, let's go and calculate our operating expenses quickly. Our operating expenses, remember we're less, right? They must be in brackets there. So our operating expenses is 2,000 plus 5,000 plus 30,000 plus 60,000 plus 12,000. How much is your operating expenses right there? How much is your operating expenses right there? How much is your operating expenses right there? Operating expenses quickly, how much? Operating expenses right there. Someone someone says I'm getting 109. How much? Others, how much are you getting? Just put your answer quickly. I'm also getting 109. 109,000, right? And then now I think everyone is getting 109, right? So now let's go and take our gross income. Our gross income is 265,000. Then you less 109,000. How much is your profit before interest? Get for me profit before interest. So you have to add the your interest received, or interest income. Interest received or income, right? And then you less interest paid or interest expense. Interest paid or interest expense. So now that is what we need there in order to get our net profit or profit for the year, right? So now let's calculate our profit before interest. Our profit before interest is going to be gross income, your less operating expenses. How much right there? Quickly calculate for me profit before interest. How much is your profit before interest? 156,000. I am getting 165,000 as well, the one that posted. Others, how much are you getting? If you are wrong, you correct us quickly. Just double check. Just double check there. Just put your answer quickly there. Profit before interest. Put your answer quickly right there. So the answer is how much there? 156,000, right? So now let's go and check if we've got interest received in the question. To double check, guys, is very important. I'm just giving you everything here so that you are safe. To double check is very important. So I see we've got interest paid of 7,000, right? Of which we're gonna subtract them this side. Interest paid of 7,000 or interest expenses of 7,000, right? And then do you have interest received? Let's just double check. We're just double checking. It's not there. in all information provided, interest received is not there. Just put 0 and move on with life. You see now, 0 there. So it's gonna be 156,000 plus 0 minus 7,000. How much is your profit for the year? Profit for the year right there. 156,000, you less 7,000. I'm getting 149,000. I'm getting 149,000. That is your profit for the year. And that is our question for manufacturing for today. That is our question for manufacturing for today. Is there any question? Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end this live. We're gonna start another one for CVP. I'm just gonna give people time to just go and drink water, okay? And then around half past 10 to from half past 10 to 12 o'clock we'll be doing CVP. Don't worry, today everything is fine here. Live wire. So how much is your answer right there? Quickly. I'm getting 149,000. And if there is any question, please put them. Those who are asking question on the inbox, please just put on the chat there. It's very easy for me to access. Don't ask on the comments, it's very far, but I'll check because already others have like put something there. I'll check and answer you just now. But it's easy if you put like questions on the chats because it's very easy for me to read, okay? And it's very easy for me because I'm just live. I'm just on the live chats, so it's very easy for me to access the live chats than the comments. But I'll just double check right now. And those who did not like subscribe, I encourage you to subscribe. I encourage you and advise you to subscribe. Kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is going to help a lot of people going forward, so I'm just growing it right now. It's going to help a lot of people coming, so just put a subscribe right there. Just subscribe right there, and then you'll be helping me as well to generate some income. So please subscribe right there. So I want to answer questions, okay? So put questions on the chats quickly. Just put questions on the chats quickly if there is any question before I end this live. Before I end this live, kindly put a question so that I can respond at once. I know there is a way I have to re-explain or explain once more the determination or determining on how to determine the financial period. I have to assist you with that. I'll do it just now. But is there any other question? Please help me to just put the questions down. Put the questions down if there's any question. Please do not put questions on the comments. Put on the chats. It's very easy for me to access them right now where I am in my position. Yes, the video will be uploaded. The video will be uploaded. The video will be uploaded. Don't worry. It will be saved automatically. I don't know. The marks, I don't know. The marks, I don't know. I don't know, Shema. Sorry. The marks, I don't know, but it's enough marks for you to pass. That's the answer I can give. So, I'm just gonna try to explain the date issue, okay? The period thing, right? Remember, in accounting, we are dealing with 12 months period, right? We are dealing with 12 months period. So, you need to be able to identify that or determine that, right? So I was saying to you, remember, they said our years ended on the 28th of February 2022, right? And then I said to you, it means this year started on the 1st of March, but the previous year. Like, for example, your, what's this? Your normal year end in December. What is the month following December? It's January. It means your year is going to be from January to December, right? So even here, when you want to determine the correct period, if your year ended on the, let's say for example, your period ended on the 30th of June, right? 2024, right? How do you determine the opening date? Because this one is the closing. To determine the opening date, you have to say what is the month following June. The month following June is July. So it means your year started in July. But when? The previous year, 2023, on the 1st of July. I hope you get this one. Because every month will start after the end. Because remember, a normal year end in December and start in January. And January is the month following December. And here, but here because you end during the year, it means you must start the previous year. Your 12 months started the previous year because you are ending in the middle of the year. I don't know if I make sense. Do I make sense? Let me just check with you now. If your year, I just want to confirm, please answer on this one. If your year, just to check if you understand, if your year ended on the 30th of September, when did you start? If you ended on the 30th of September 2018, there, just to check if you guys understand, if your year ended 30 September 2018, when did you start? Let me see if people understand this one of the period quickly. Hey, about the test, I don't know. Don't ask me about the test, please. I don't know whether it's out of 50 or out of what. Don't worry about it. Focus on studying and understanding. I understand we started on the 1st of October 2017, which is correct because October is the month following September. So we started on the 1st of October 2017 because we ended on the 30th of September 2018. So we started on the 1st of October 2017, right there. You see now, very easy stuff. You can practice these things, then you know every time if my year they say is ended on the 30th of September, it means I started on the 1st of October. So my openings are going to be on the 1st of October, or they're going to be, and then the end is going to be 30 September. Then that's all. That's very easy. Is there any question before I end this session? Because we've got another session to capitalize from 10:30. I just want you to, to go and refresh a bit and drink water and refresh. And then we're going to go to CVP when I come back. I'm going to come back. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere. Sharp, sharp. Let me see you in the next session. I hope you got this one. Salute.